Hi, Salinger Junkies. I'm your host, Sophie Havens, here to answer the question of the hour. Is Mr. Antolini really Holden's own Catcher in the Rye? I'll start this off by saying I do believe he is in fact Holden Caulfield's Catcher in the Rye. Let me give you some background information on where and what the phrase Catcher in the Rye is from. In 1782, a man named Robert Burns wrote a poem called Coming Through the Rye, and he wrote about a person walking through the rye fields needing to meet and then catch somebody before they fell. Mr. Antolini is a character that Holden can trust and that he goes to for help and guidance in his life. He is a person who is going to catch Holden before he falls too deep off the edge. So let's flip to chapter 23 at the bottom of page 187. Mr. Antolini says to Holden, "This fall I think you're riding for, it's a special kind of fall, a horrible kind. The man falling isn't permitted to feel or hear himself hit bottom. He just keeps falling and falling. The whole arrangement's designed for men who at some time or other in their lives were looking for something their own environment couldn't supply them with. So they gave up looking. They gave it up before they really even got started." Mr. Antolini uses this metaphor of the falling man to represent Holden's life and to show him that this is a cycle he's getting into. Holden has started to fall, and he is trying to make him realize it. This quote demonstrates how Mr. Antolini is basically catching Holden before he starts to fall deeper, by telling him that this is happening to you. Holden has gone through many schools getting kicked out or flunking out of each one. He is pulling himself deeper off the edge and won't even realize it when he hits the bottom. He thinks the way he is living is fine, and he doesn't understand how the way he is acting right now will affect him in the long run. Mr. Antolini is also available to talk to Holden whenever he needs it, even if it may be an ungodly time in the night. For example, on the first page of chapter 23, Holden narrates, "Mr. Antolini was very nice. He said I could come right over if I wanted. I think I probably woke he and his wife up because it took them a hell of a long time to answer the phone." This displays the fact that Mr. Antolini will always be there for Holden. Holden trusts and will actually listen to what he says. Even if Holden just needs to talk about something, he goes to him because he feels safe with him. Mr. Antolini is one of the few people that can actually help Holden change the way he's acting, just by telling him the situation he is in. In conclusion, I think Mr. Antolini is Holden's Catcher in the Rye because he's catching Holden from falling off the deep end. He is there to show Holden that the way he is living right now is not acceptable.